Program evaluation, early start school year, Kendria Jones, EDSU 7310. Program evaluation with Dr. Delisa Franklin. The purpose of an early start calendar was to help with teacher burnout. Students and teachers were both having an issue with breaks in between the school year when it starts. They were far and few. You would see one for Labor Day, then the next one would be Parent Teacher Conference, then you have no Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then you don't have another one again until spring break, a couple of days from Memorial Day, and then the kids were out. So one of the reasons for the early start calendar was to attack the teacher burnout. We have seen where other schools have also utilized the alternative school calendar, and they have seen success in academic growth. Students are not retaining the information that is given in the school year. It's like we have a clean slate every year and we start over. But seeing more breaks within the school year is another reason for the early start calendar. The purpose of having an evaluation of utilizing the early school calendar is to see what the pros and cons are of the program. Where we have programs that are successful, there's always a possibility where something goes wrong. Um, the other purpose is to determine if the program has done its job. Has it helped with teacher and student burnout? Has it helped with everyone having extra breaks? Or is it a possibility that implementing these extra breaks are also becoming detrimental to the retention of learning for students? Also, the other purpose is to identify areas that need improving. When identified areas of improvement, that could be how the calendar is working, how early the school year starts, how late the school year ends, what areas are needing to be attacked for teachers and students as well to ensure the the reduction of teacher burnout and the academic success of students. Some questions that were posed when creating this evaluation included: who are the stakeholders in the program? You need to know who your stakeholders are. These are the people that will be ultimately giving decisions on what works and what does not work. So that is one of the best interest of knowing who your stakeholders are. Were teachers and students involved with the conversations about this change? In these times, especially with me being a teacher, I've noticed that decisions are being made, but those decisions that are being made are not beneficial in most situations. And the lack of conversation with teachers and students about what is about to happen for them kind of makes the situation worse. Teachers and students feel like they're implemented into the conversation, but what are they able to give as far as vocalizing their thoughts and their feelings? What has been the outcomes for schools on early start school year? This means that there is a possibility of some extra research, intense research, that shows the positive and the negative outcomes from other schools that are doing the early start school year. And the biggest question is, how will Pine Bluff School District get the community to buy into this change? Where Pine Bluff is an area where people are set in their ways, change is something that is evident, but in Pine Bluff School District, it is not. The elements of the evaluation: teacher retention, student success, stakeholder input, progress after a year. So each of these areas play a pivotal, important role in showing what this evaluation will entail, how each piece of the elements play into the evaluation to give an effective response. Um, Once these elements are implemented, it gives the opportunity for those that are a part of the evaluation as well as a part of the conversations that will be had after the results. They get to see what happens with each of these elements as the evaluation progresses, as the early start calendar continues to progress as well. Current stakeholders for this particular um, evaluation include the Arkansas Department of Education and Pine Bluff School District. Here you will see the outcome questions and the uses for each of these. It just basically gives you a little bit of what they are planning to do with the information that is received. A big piece to get hone in on is the outcomes under the summative for ADE, Arkansas Department of Ed, where they ask have there been improvements in academic performance, and the uses will be test scores. One of the biggest things that Arkansas does as a state is to base academic success for students off of standardized tests, which in most situations can be used, but when there is a possibility of testing burnout, seeing as students have had a common formative assessment before they go into a standardized assessment for the state, and you see testing burnout, it's not always guaranteed that the information that is given will show the improvement of academic success. The timeline for each individual piece of this presentation will be about 5 weeks. In weeks 1 and 2, we will do interviews with other schools and teachers and students who are looking at the early start calendar to see what they feel would be beneficial for them. Week 3 will be testimonials. Testimonials coming from teachers and students who have been a part of an early start calendar to let us know the pros and cons, the ups and downs, and the best pieces of this particular theme. Surveys will come in week 4. So these will be questions that will help to gauge what works best for an early start calendar, what needs improvement, what things they think should be omitted from the early start calendar. And then all information will be finalized by week 5. As you can see here, this is the proposed budget. This is a tentative budget. It is not one that will be set in stone, but based around the evaluation and the type of information that is being done, as well as what will come from those that are actually being involved in the testimonials, it is important for you to see how the budget would be estimated and created and tentatively finalized based upon what is needed from the evaluation and the evaluator. The impact of the evaluation, if everything goes according to plan, will give the district insight on our next steps. The evaluator will have information to move forward with recommendations, with stakeholders being a part of the conversation and end results. It will also help to give a little more insight. Additionally, we will see if burnout for teachers has been minimized, and we will see if students confirmed with returning to school shows that there was retention of learning from the previous school year. Thank you for your time and attention with this presentation.